What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WrestleRant Ranks, where every single Monday I, Graham, Gias, and Matthews do a tier list or a ranking. And here today, we're going to be breaking down every Cody Rhodes pay-per-view match, every Cody Rhodes PLE match, dating back to his WWE return in 2022. Now, the headline is a bit misleading. I'm filming this after, or actually before Money in the Bank, but it's going up after Money in the Bank. So technically, it does not include his Money in the Bank tag team match from this past weekend, alongside, or it was against John Cena and Logan Paul, rather, alongside Jey Uso. This list will not include that. But I came across this list on tierlistmaker.com, classic website. We've used it many times in the past for the last couple of tier lists that we've done here on the channel. Shout out to Kiwi 221-224-222-2673 for putting this together. There's not a name there. I just see their Twitter account. So shout out to them for creating this tier list on tierlistmaker.com. I'll include it in the description box if you want to fill it out for yourself. And speaking of the description box, you can check out videos like this, sometimes early and ad-free, if you become a WrestleRant channel member. Sign up for a WrestleRant all-access pass, $5 a month. Get to videos like this, WrestleRant radio excerpts, and more, early and ad-free before anyone else. You can check that out right now in the description box, as well as all the other installments of WrestleRant Ranks that we've done so far here in 2025. At the very least, as I always say, be sure to just like the video and subscribe to the channel. That alone is amazingly appreciated and just great support of the channel. So let's get into it here. Like I said, Cody Rhodes WWE PLE matches, ranking them all, dating back to 2022. And they did a great job of kind of chopping this up and making it easy to read. And obviously, I remember all of these matches. And honestly, you look at these matches on paper, there really isn't a bad match among them. So I'm glad this tier list, whatever, doesn't go all the way down to F. You could always take shit out and you can always add stuff. I might put something in the D category, but quite honestly, looking at this list on paper, there really aren't any Ds. Maybe there's Ds from, from the standpoint of ranking them against the quality of the other matches that we will be talking about. But on paper, none of these matches were like egregiously awful. And you might agree, but that's merely my opinion. So these are all ranked, or rather included, from the earliest, dating back to WrestleMania 38 in 2022, all the way down to WrestleMania. So like I said, his Money in the Bank tag team match from this past weekend, because I have not yet watched that match yet, is not included in this list. But Seth Rollins, dating back to WrestleMania 38, that's when Cody Rhodes came back in the Open Challenge. They had an excellent match. This is definitely top of A for me. I thought they had a great match, and quite honestly, I thought all of their matches got progressively better. So I thought the Backlash match, although the WrestleMania match might be more memorable, I thought was better than even the Mania match. And honestly, the Mania match, I'm so glad it was what it was, but it didn't even really need to be, because that night, that moment was all about the moment. It was all about Cody Rhodes returning to WWE for the first time in 6 years as the American Nightmare, fresh off his AEW departure. It was all about that moment, but they still went on to have an amazing match regardless, and Cody Rhodes won clean. They run it back weeks later at WrestleMania Backlash. I was there at WrestleMania. I was fortunate again to be there at WrestleMania Backlash to see it for a second time in person, and they had an even better match the second time around. And Cody Rhodes again won decisively. Now, I believe he held the tights, so it wasn't like a heel thing from him. I think he just held the tights, turnabout is fair play. Rollins attempted to hold the tights on him. Rhodes reversed it, picked up the win that way. But a great match in Providence. I honestly thought that was better than the Mania match. So I'm going to put that above the WrestleMania match, but they're both excellent encounters. And a lot of people really just remember the Mania one, but having been there for the second one as well, I can personally tell you I thought that was better. And I also thought Rollins would win. You would think, oh yeah, Rollins lost the first one. They'll do a 3-match series leading into Hell in the Cell. Rollins will probably win the second one. He didn't. Cody Rhodes did. And the Hell in the Cell match is obviously S tier. That's one of the best matches I've seen, period, in the last, 10, 15, 20 years. My entire time of watching wrestling. The Hell in the Cell match with Rollins is one of the best matches they've ever done in WWE's history. And again, Rhodes won clean, even despite this time legitimately walking in with a torn shoulder or pec muscle, rather. Cody Rhodes was getting injured in training, the match being in jeopardy. They went on with the match anyway and had an absolute banger of a match. Just an incredible match that Cody won again. So since Cody Rhodes returned to WWE, Seth Rollins remains winless against Cody Rhodes. And that, to me, might not be the top tier match that Cody has had since being back in WWE. I think we all know what that is. But this is still in that conversation. An excellent match. Then we get to Royal Rumble 2023, because, of course, the Rollins match was his swan song for that period. Having been legitimately injured, he had to take time off for the next 7 or 8 months. Coming back for the Royal Rumble and winning it. And that was a really, really good Royal Rumble. I'll probably put that in the A category. I'll probably put it bottom of A. A lot of matches might end up getting moved depending on how I view them, as we get closer and like, oh, this wasn't as good as I remember it. So, or at least compared to the other matches. I'll probably put that bottom of A. I thought the Rollins matches were better. And of course, the Rumble match isn't really just about Cody. It's about everyone involved. I did think the Rumble in 2023 was better than the Rumble in 2024, which was a great match. But the Rumble in 24 had the best women's Rumble of all time. And the men's Rumble was good, but the women's Rumble was way better. So I know we're skipping ahead here, but I'm going to put that right below that one. That might end up being B. Cody winning in 2023 was more predictable. 2024 was less predictable. I thought Punk might win that year. And Cody Rhodes won both back-to-back. And they were 2 stellar showings. So I'll put the 2024 one right below the 23 one. But one of them might end up getting bumped to B. We'll see how this progresses here. Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 39, as we've discussed before, just a terrible fucking finish. But otherwise, that match is an S. I might put it top of A as we kind of review the entire list as we go further here. But for now, it's next to the Rollins match at Hell in a Cell. Not as good as that. I think the Rollins match is better, told a better story. But the 39 match, again, it's marred by that stupid fucking finish. And Cody Rhodes losing, they redeemed it with his win the following year, spoiler alert. But even the execution of it, with Solo Sikoa interfering again, costing Cody, was just fucking stupid. So I can't put it top of S, but it was an excellent Mania main event. I might end up going back and putting it top of A. I actually probably will, but for now, we'll put it bottom of S. He then shifted his sights to Brock Lesnar. He failed against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar comes out on the next night's Raw, attacks him. One of the worst Raws in recent years. That's when we knew Vince McMahon was back at the creative helm alongside Triple H. It was just fucking awful. But honestly, they ended up having a pretty solid feud. The matches weren't blowaway. Of the 3 matches listed here, I thought the best one was their SummerSlam match. The Backlash match was good. I'll put it in B. Night of Champions is honestly the one I don't remember as well. It might have been better than the Backlash match, but I'm going to put it in C for the sole reason that Cody Rhodes passing out to a fucking Kimura was pretty stupid. Now, it awarded Brock a win. Cody Rhodes didn't really lose much in defeat, and it was designed to set up a third match with Brock winning, or rather, Cody beating Brock at SummerSlam, which was their best match. But at the same time, I don't really have any fond memories of that second match. The first match at least headlined the show. It was in that hot Puerto Rican crowd, that really electric atmosphere in Puerto Rico 2 years ago. The Saudi Arabian match in Night of Champions, or at Night of Champions in 2023, it was really just designed to give Brock his win back. And that was really about it. So not a bad match, but compared to the quality of the other matches listed so far and what we're about to get to, I would probably put it in the C category. The Dominic match, I just mentioned this match in another WrestleRant Ranks video. A lot of overlap between these episodes, by the way. I mentioned this recently as a Money in the Bank pay-per-view match. Not ladder match, but a Money in the Bank pay-per-view match. You probably forgot. And not that it was bad necessarily, but it was really just a total waste of time. It got Cody on the show in London. They loved Cody. They hated Dominic. Nothing technically wrong with the match, but Dominic has improved since then. It just didn't really serve a purpose aside from getting Cody on the show. And honestly, in 2025, where we have fucking 4 or 5 match pay-per-view cards, I think that show was maybe 6 or 7. Maybe 6, I don't remember, but it wasn't a very big card. They could afford to get a match like that on the show. But in 2025, if it doesn't really serve a purpose and there's, neither guy is a champion, there's no stakes, it really could have happened on any ordinary episode of Raw. So again, on paper, not a bad match. Even in execution, not a bad match. Gave Cody another win. A rebound win following the loss to Lesnar at Night of Champions. But it just didn't really serve much of a purpose. And honestly, I would probably say it was the weakest match. In terms of, I guess the Cena match was probably the weakest, but we'll get to that. The Dominic match wasn't great, but it was kind of throwaway, so we'll put that atop a D. The Brock match, like I mentioned, I thought was the best of the bunch. I would probably put that above the Rumbles, but below the Rollins matches that were better. But they easily had their best match at SummerSlam. And until Brock gets uncanceled or clears his name or apologizes or whatever that process looks like going forward that will get him back into WWE, this will remain his last match until that happens. This was his final appearance on WWE television, losing to Cody decisively in a very, very good match, one of the better matches in that entire show, and endorsing Cody in an unscripted moment after the match, which was actually even cooler now knowing that Brock is no longer there and has not been brought back since. So I'll put that in the A category, one of Brock's better matches in the past, 5-10 years. We then fast forward to Fastlane, no pun intended, for the WWE Tag Team titles, the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. It was Cody and Jay against Damian Priest and Finn, who had just won the belts from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at Payback a few weeks earlier. This was a good match. Nothing I really remember all that much. Cody and Jay won, and they were only champions for like 8 days, but they won this match. And I remember it being the opener as well. I'll probably put this in the B category because I don't remember it being a bad match. It was a good match. I would probably say, forgettable, decent, good, great, excellent. That's how I would kind of rank these categories, by the way. So it was a good match. The Brock match was probably bigger and better. But I remember that match with these two kicking off the show. And obviously Cody and Jay becoming champions. I would put the fucking press conference above all of this with Cody and Jay after the show. That was better than anything that you'll see listed or talked about here in this video. Go back and check that out after you're done here. With Cody and Jay engaging in libations or whatever the fuck Cody Rhodes called it. That was incredible. But anyway, the match itself will probably be bottom of B for now. Damian Priest. He faced Damian Priest one-on-one. Damian Priest at this time was one half of the tag team champions. Again, it existed for the same reason that the Dominic match did, just to get Cody on the show in Saudi Arabia. No stakes, just a match. I guess for that reason alone, you could put it in D, but I just remember that match being better. I think Cody and Damian had better chemistry than Cody and Dom. That match was kind of there. Damian's just a objectively better worker than Dominic, so I thought the match was better. Again, nothing overly newsworthy, but another Saudi Arabian. I guess this is the Saudi Arabia category of matches that weren't great, but they weren't throwaway either. So I'll put it at bottom of C, although the match was fine for what it was. We then get to the War Games match, the men's War Games match in 2023. If I can remember correctly, it was Judgment Day. I think it was 4-on-4. I mean, this was the match where Orton returned. It was Cody, Seth, Orton, Sammy, and Jay. So it was 5-on-5 against Damian, Finn, JD McDonough, Dominic, and Drew McIntyre. I don't know how I remember that. The match itself was actually overshadowed by the CM Punk shock return that immediately followed it in Chicago. But the match itself was what closed out the show. Having Orton back was great. It was a very good War Games match. It just kind of feels like I don't know if I could ever do a ranking video ranking all the War Games matches in WWE, because a lot of them, they're all great. They all just kind of blend together, especially when they feature a lot of the same people like the Bloodline and the Judgment Day. This was a very good match. I would definitely put this maybe low A. This is what I'm talking about. I'll probably put it low A. Honestly, maybe even above the Rumble. I don't know. But I'll put this top of B. I'll put the 2024 Rumble top of B. So we'll put War Games bottom of A for now. That might change. But actually, what? I'll put it above the Rumble. Because we're not just saying the Rumble, we're also counting Cody's performance specifically. Cody was only in the 2023 Rumble for not that long. He entered at number 30. And then he won the whole thing. So actually, I will put the War Games match above the Rumble from 2023. We then get to, I already mentioned the Rumble 2024 and where that ranks. We then get to WrestleMania 40 weekend, where Cody Rhodes pulled double duty on night 1 and night 2. Roman Reigns and The Rock teaming up against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, having implications actually for night 2, where Roman and Rock winning actually set up the tribal combat match between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, part 2, at night 2 of WrestleMania 40. This was an excellent match. I've hated everything that The Rock has done since then, with staying heel, going back babyface, turning heel, showing up, final boss, Netflix suck up, fucking sell your soul, not showing up. Everything The Rock has been doing since Mania 40 has been absolute garbage because it's just not consistent. But to give him his credit, to give the devil his due, I thought this was a really, really good match, and I thought he showed out specifically. Rock had not wrestled really an actual match since Mania 29, 11 years earlier. He had like a 5-second match with Eric Rowan at 32 in 2016. We're not counting that shit. But for an actual match, and this was a tag team match, so he was kind of limited with what he could do, but he still looked really, really good, and I thought they had a great match. So this is what I mean. I'll probably put this in the A category, above War Games. I thought it was definitely better than War Games. Let's see. Oh, Alexis is calling me. Let's see. So we'll probably put it there. I'll probably put it above the War Games match just because it was more memorable. I think the Brock match was better, but that was a great tag team match from night one. So we'll put that there. Roman Reigns, obviously for Mania 40, night 2, has got to be top of S. Cody Rhodes beating him to become the new undisputed WWE champion, or undisputed WWE Universal champion at that point in time. Just an outstanding match, and really just a perfect match. We've talked about this before, ranking Mania main events and recent main events. I forgot what video we did that for. I think it was Mania main events, if I remember correctly. But that was top of S, or at least recent main events. I don't remember, but here it's top of S. Or maybe it was the Roman Reigns defenses is what I'm thinking of. But easily Cody's best match since returning. No real surprise there. AJ Styles, honestly, I would put this even above the Rollins match. I thought maybe below it because I think the Rollins match told a better story. But the AJ match, they both had, roots in Bullet Club. AJ hadn't really been featured at a main event level in quite some time, but he went out there and proved why he is still among the best in the world. Maybe not at the very tippy top, being in his late 40s now, but he went out there in front of that Leon France crowd, had this spectacular showing against Cody in a match I recently rewatched and broke down here on the channel, cheap plug, because I loved it so much. I love that overall show, but that main event specifically was just, for lack of a better term, phenomenal. So that's definitely in the S category for me. This is probably the Mount Rushmore of Cody Rhodes matches since he's been back in WWE. Roman 39, AJ Backlash France, Rollins Hell in a Cell 2022, and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, night 2. And these matches were back-to-back pay-per-views. That's the crazy thing. So the AJ match, you could make an argument it's 2, but the Rollins match had more story and drama with the injury and whatnot. It's kind of hard to overcome that. So I'll put the AJ match. And the AJ match from a wrestling standpoint was probably Cody's best match since returning, from a pure in-ring standpoint. But you also have to include like story and drama and stuff like that. The Logan Paul match from King and Queen of the Ring 2024 for the Undisputed WWE Championship was a good match. It was definitely better than the Brock match. I'll put it below the Rumble in 2024, which I still thought was very good. The Logan Paul match, the biggest issue it had, they worked well together. It was a lot like the Dominic match, where they hated Logan and they loved Cody. And you were kind of sold on that dynamic alone. But at the same time, they actually did go out there and have a very good match. It's one of the more forgotten matches of Cody's run as WWE champion because he had much bigger matches as champ. This did close out the show, but it was a short-lived feud, and Logan Paul, even at that time, was still the United States champion, so you knew he probably wasn't losing. The obvious outcome kind of hurt the match, and the fact Cody had just won the championship a month and a half earlier. But nonetheless, I thought it was a very good match. We'll put it towards the top of B. The AJ Styles match from Clash of the Castle, I thought the Backlash match was better. But the AJ I Quit match from Clash of the Castle is honestly just as good. That is the very top of A. They had an amazing match on that show. Cody winning again, this time in an I Quit match, as I mentioned. Great crowd in Scotland. AJ looking amazing once again. I'm very glad they went back to that feud and went back to that match. And AJ had that spotlight once again. It wasn't the main event of the show. It was actually what opened the show, I believe. And AJ didn't win, unfortunately. And Cody's run was still early on, so I get it. But it would have been cool if they gave AJ a quick run with the championship, only to lose it right back to Cody soon after. But nonetheless, still an amazing match. The Money in the Bank 2024 main event with Cody, Orton, and Owens against Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. A standard six-man tag team match. Not very exciting. I thought Jacob Fatu's input in the match was fun, seeing him make his in-ring debut in WWE for the first time. And then Solo Sikoa winning was kind of flat. This was a C match. The outcome made sense. You needed Solo to pin Cody to set up the title match between the two for SummerSlam that people really weren't looking forward to. But it made sense. You needed to put the new bloodline over strong. Solo wins, pins the champion. Not Orton, not Owens. He pins the champion. And again, I thought it was good, but they had, Cody's had way better matches on this list, as we talked about. The Solo Sikoa match from SummerSlam, I would probably put it slightly above it. People really poo-pooed the match. I thought it was good. I was entertained by it, but I was really entertained by almost all of these matches. So that's kind of that's not really much. It's not really much to say considering all of these matches were good to great to amazing in my opinion. The Solo match was good. The best part about it was when they really kicked up the tribal combat nonsense with the return of Roman Reigns and everyone else. Orton, Owens also getting involved. Everything before that was kind of, decent. It wasn't really all that exciting, but what more can you expect from a fucking SummerSlam main event with Solo Sikoa involved? But again, for what it was, enjoyable, fine, top of C. Kevin Owens I almost said backlash. Bash in Berlin, rather, later that month. This was when Owens was still a babyface. They had a very, very good match. And note, though, as well, the Saturday Night's main event matches that Cody has had are not on here. Did he have two or did he have one? I think he just had one. The match with Owens from the first one. That's not on here because that's not a pay-per-view, so just a heads up on that front. But anyway, the Kevin Owens match at Bash in Berlin was very, very good. I thought they worked really well together. It's not as good as these other matches. I would probably put it below... I'd probably put it there. Below War Games, but above the Rumble. I might end up moving the Rumble to B, to be honest with you. I probably will, actually. The Rumble was good, but I don't really associate it with, amazing Cody Rhodes matches. If it was the 2020 Rumble, then maybe. And they were good Rumbles, but they've had better ones. The Bad Blood main event, it was Solo and Jacob versus Cody and Roman Reigns. Triple H sure loves booking his tag team main events, especially involving Cody Rhodes, as we saw at Money in the Bank this past weekend. This was good. Hot crowd for it, a fun main event. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell was way better, but they wanted to close the show with this simply so The Rock could show up and do nothing, really just count down, and it amounted to nothing, whatever. But it wasn't bad, though. It was definitely better than any of the C matches. I'd probably put it here. It was a fun main event. The other matches here are better, though, and it didn't really have much stakes. It was just the appeal of Cody and Roman teaming up for the first time, and the appeal of them teaming up in Georgia, where they both have roots. So, I'll put it below the 2023 Rumble, but above the 2024 Rumble. The Gunther match from Crown Jewel. This was the champion versus champion match. I would probably put this one in A as well, because I thought it was a great match, obviously, as you would expect from these two. Really no surprise there. I'll put it above the Brock match. That might be saying a lot. Yeah, I'll put it below the Brock match. I really like the Brock match, and maybe I'm biased because I was there for it. Gunther and Cody probably had a better wrestling match, but just the whole champion versus champion thing should have felt bigger to me, and I thought they had a great match. Didn't love Gunther losing clean, but it is what it is. I don't know. I like the Brock match more for what it meant, the feud. Cody and Gunther didn't really have much of a feud. It was really just brand supremacy bullshit. So we'll put that one there. I think I like the Owens and Cody match from Bash in Berlin more than the ladder match, which was very good. I'm putting that at top of B. I went below. There we go. I'll put it at the top of B. I thought it kind of ended abruptly. Maybe I was definitely in the minority. A lot of people love that match. I really, really liked it, and I was there for this match. I didn't love it, though. I thought the Bash in Berlin match was better. Less shenanigans. And this had a ladder match stipulation, which I'm kind of burned out on at this point. I love ladder matches, but they just do so fucking many of them. It's kind of hard to carry at this point, to be honest with you. But I thought this one was good. This was when Owens lost, and it was a ladder match, like I said. Sami Zayn getting involved. I was expecting just a little bit more. And even then, they just beat the fuck out of each other. And Owens went on to announce a neck injury soon after. So he really gave his body for this, and I'll give him that. And then last but not least, you really can't be shocked by this one. The John Cena match from WrestleMania 41, just mere weeks ago. I think Alexis is calling me again, so we'll press the exit on that. I'll call her back in a moment. But the quality of the match was easily the weakest of any match on this list. It's not even close. I mean, Cody Rhodes losing wasn't even the issue, because Cody Rhodes won a lot of these matches that we talked about before. The issue is that the quality sucked. I mean, the quality was fine, but the interference from Travis Scott, kind of the lack of excitement surrounding the outcome, kind of it ending abruptly, made for one of the weaker Mania main events in recent years. And just the whole John Cena heel thing in general has been a bit of a disappointment. But, the match itself, I don't even know if it really would have ranked that much higher, because John Cena in the ring at this point is really just kind of washed. And I don't think Cody, it was enough for him to salvage this matchup. The match was just kind of there. And then the ending, it took a match that was decent and made it significantly worse. So, it was much more meaningful than the Dom match. But the Dom match was an actual match, and it had moments where it was enjoyable. The Cena match, to me, never really clicked in terms of being very enjoyable, and the way it played out sucked, especially with the ending. So it's got to be D. Got to be D. So I think I'll shift some matches around here very briefly, though. I think I'll put the AJ Clash of the Castle match, which was excellent, at bottom of S. So we have 2 in D, 5 in S, 4 in C, 6 in A, 6 in B. And then I might change things as I go around the horn one more time here, but I think this is my final list of Cody Rhodes' best PLE matches in WWE since returning, not including Money in the Bank this past weekend, since returning in 2022. So here's my definitive list. John Cena at WrestleMania 41 being at the very bottom, worst match he's had since returning. And honestly, between that and the Dominic match, if that's your worst match, then he has a pretty good resume. Cody Rhodes has put together a pretty great resume of matches since returning. But anyway, we then get to Dominic Mysterio for Money in the Bank 2023, Damian Priest, Crown Jewel 2023, Brock Lesnar, Night of Champions 2023, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga, the 6-man tag team match, also alongside Orton and Owens and Money in the Bank 2023. A lot of 2023 matches here. Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam 2023. Finn Balor and Damian Priest of Judgment Day alongside Jey Uso for the tag team titles at Fastlane 2023. No, oh my God, I said 2023 for a lot of these. The Brock match was 2023. This was 2024. I said 2024 or 2023 for some of these. This was Money in the Bank 2023. The solo match was also 2024. The Money in the Bank match was 2024. I don't even know what fucking year it is. But anyway, this match was from Fastlane 2023. Brock Lesnar, Backlash 23. Logan Paul, King and Queen of the Ring 24. Men's Royal Rumble match in 2024. Bad Blood 24 with Jacob and Solo taking on Cody and Roman Reigns. Royal Rumble match 2024 for the men, or rather 2023. There I go, mixing it up again. Kevin Owens Royal Rumble 2025. Bash in Berlin, Kevin Owens as well to the A category 2024. The men's 2023 Survivor Series War Games match. Judgment Day versus Cody, Seth, Sami, Jay, and Randy Orton. Roman and Rock, Night 1 of WrestleMania 40 against Cody and Seth. Gunta at Crown Jewel 2024. Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 23. Seth Rollins, WrestleMania 38 and 22. Rollins at WrestleMania Backlash. That would have been in 2022 as well. And now on to the S category, my definitive top 5 Cody Rhodes matches since returning to WWE. Number 5, AJ Styles, Clash of the Castle, I Quit match 2024. Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 38 Night 2. 39 rather, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. AJ Styles Backlash France from Backlash 2024 for the undisputed WWE title. Seth Rollins Hell in the Cell inside Hell in the Cell at Hell in the Cell 2022. And then finally Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, Night 1 for the undisputed WWE, or Night 2 rather, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So a lot of tongue twisting there. I got a lot of dates wrong. I apologize. But that is my definitive list of every Cody Rhodes PLE match since he returned to WWE. And I hope you guys enjoyed the list. Like I said earlier, thank you again to this Twitter user, Kiwi224222673. Follow them. Thank you to them for putting together this list. And you can fill out the list for yourself in the description box, as well as check out all the other installments of WrestleRant Ranks right here on the channel. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, or check out rather. Please consider signing up for a WrestleRant All Access Pass here on the channel. More info down below in the description box. Have an awesome one, folks. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.